Now, looking back over my lifetime, I have some wonderful memories of RD400, RD350s, two strokes in general, H1s and H2s. And anytime I get out on this bike, or any two stroke, it brings back memories of things that sometimes I've forgotten them. And a ride on the bike, especially on a nice fall day, will bring that right back into focus. Now, the smell of the two-stroke oil, historic plates, a lot of things go into making this bike just a lot of fun to ride, a lot of fun to own. And over the years, I've got just about 12,000 miles I've put on the bike, and I've had it a little over 12 years. And no matter where I ride it or when I ride it, I love smoking up the neighborhood. I love smoking up the back roads, going through town. Hey, the trains are coming through town here. That no matter where you go with this bike, just put more two-stroke oil in, and the fun just keeps coming. And one of my best memories of two strokes was doing the restoration for Ray Straub. This is my original race bike from 1973, Amar, and I restored it for him, a full restoration. And I got to ride it a little bit before he took it back to Florida, but it spurred me on to get what now is my RD400. And with Luciano's help, we found a donor bike, and it was really, on a day like today, whenever I get to go out on a ride, I think of that, and I think of that restoration brought me to having the bike that I have right now. And all those years ago, and all those memories, and all the rides I've had in between, it all, again, I take it back to that original restoration, and that really pushed me in the direction that I am going in now, where I really do enjoy riding two-stroke days, meeting up with other guys, Mark Morgan, for one, that we go on two-stroke rides. Other people that have RZs, Dale has an RZ, and many other people that they still enjoy the smell of two-stroke oil. Even Scott up there in Connecticut, they love the two-stroke oil. And I always love when you're waiting for a traffic light and somebody pulls up alongside you with a car and says, "Hey, Sonny, your bike is smoking. Are you having a problem there, son?" Little do they know I'm 80 years old. First things I did when I got the bike back home get the historic plates for it, of course. And then I got busy polishing that engine and doing a lot of work polishing that engine. You don't really see it, and it's all on video. And then we went out and we had an event with Joe Roselli and his MV Agusta, and we fried a hole in the piston. That was a fun day. Great memory. Again, you never forget these memories. And I got expansion chambers. Malcolm found me a set very inexpensively, and we got chambers on the bike, and I put different carburetors on it over the years. I made videos for every one of these things. We made a cafe seat, and every part of it is a memory. And every time you get on a bike and go for a ride, those memories come flying back into the picture. And you remember that day you did this, the day you did that, the day I was with Luciano or with Mark Morgan, or any of those days. The days, they just blend together into one big giant memory. And this bike, now that I'm 80 years old and I'm looking back over the years, I've had a lot of bikes, I've ridden a lot of bikes, but it's hard to top the fun of just jumping on a two-stroke. And with every year that goes by, the two-strokes get harder and harder to find in good condition, and even more difficult to restore as less parts are available. But it's still worth the effort. And anybody, Luciano has done our 350 up recently, anybody that's ever done one knows they're relatively easy to restore and so much fun when you're done, and relatively inexpensive for the parts compared to some motorcycles I've worked on. And in the end, and that's what I always think, in the end, when you have one that's in nice shape, you pretty much have it for the rest of your life. And just keep buying two-stroke oil. It's a sad thing for me to come to grips with, that many of my friends that were very enthusiastic about two-strokes over the years have either retired from motorcycling or sold their two-strokes. There's still a few of us still hanging on by the skin of our teeth, but boy, back in the day when we would be smoking up Harriman Park and Bear Mountain, those memories, I will never forget them. Never. And just when you'd come up to the top of Perkins with a whole bunch of two-strokes and you'd hear them coming and that big cloud of smoke in the back, and then how it would, I don't know, there was always some young guy with a sport bike, an R6 or something, says, I never saw one of those. What is that? And I did so much work on this bike. When I painted the wheels, I had 7 wheels for the bike. I was accumulating parts when I first got the bike. I still have 5 spare wheels for the bike. It's amazing. But I'll never run out of parts, and I'll never run out of the great memories that I've had over the years. And I think there's more still to come. I don't think we're at the end of the line yet. Well, I hope I'm not. And it's always good to be back from a ride, and in my case, every time I get out on the RD400, it's a special day for me, and I hope you are having as much fun with your two-strokes as I am. Now, if you're new to our channel, we have a very, very eclectic channel. One of the new features we have now is some of the videos are grouped into groups that you can access all the videos for one category in one mouse click. And it should be very convenient and very handy. Just check out the feature on the main screen playlist. And thanks to everybody for supporting the channel. We appreciate your support, and it makes this channel possible with all the things we do, the painting, the wheels, the polishing. And please take a second or two and hit the like button. And thanks everyone for watching.